I've had a few people messaging me on Instagram just a bit confused about how I'm in London, but I grew up somewhere else. I've lived somewhere here, I've lived here. So I come from a mixed heritage. My dad is Jamaican and he came over in the 60s from Jamaica to Brixton, which is South London. My mum's Irish, from Waterford, and she came over when she was a baby to a place called Watford in Hertfordshire. And this is where I was born, and then I grew up in a very small farming village called Kings Langley in Hertfordshire, which is just outside of Watford. Kings Langley School is probably most famous for the boxer Anthony Joshua. He went to school there, and my mum used to work with his mum. They were both social workers, and they used to work in a little place called Apsley together. And I think it was my mum who recommended Anthony's mum the school at Kings Langley, because that's where I went to. So anyway, my mum and dad met in, I think it was 1969. I've got an older sibling that was born in the 70s, and then I came along in the 80s. Due to my dad's family being all the way over in like South London and being in Jamaica, I spent the majority of my time with the Irish side of my family, because, you know, my granddad was here and my nan and my auntie, so we all lived sort of like within not even a 7-mile radius of each other. But when we did go to see my dad's family in Jamaica and that, we would, you know, it'd be 6 weeks holidays, which were lovely when you were little. But like, I spent a lot of my teens jumping trains, going to nightclubs where I shouldn't have been going as a young teenager, because obviously I wasn't 18, and yeah, I used to do some mad stuff. And then I moved to Camden, and then after I had my youngest child, my parents split up, and my mum did not want to downsize our house, and because there was a big Irish community up in Liverpool, she decided to go to the northwest. But somebody advised her not to go to Liverpool, but to live on the Wirral, because it was posher, apparently. I love Liverpool, didn't particularly like the Wirral that much. I spent 10 years up there. So my youngest was 6 months old when we moved, so till the age where she was 10. She grew up on Merseyside, and I will be honest, Scousers are a lot nicer than the people on the Wirral. Liverpool is so multicultural. Even though there are black people on the Wirral, I never come across any issues, not like I did in Ireland. I know my son had a few issues in one of the school, and he had some stuff sent to him. But my daughter, actually, funny story about my daughter, she actually got into an argument with one of her friends because they didn't believe that she had black in her, because my daughter is quite fair compared to my son. And she came home one day really upset, and I was like, what's happened? She was like, they're being mean, they're being horrible to me. And I thought, oh God, here we go again. I went, why? She went, they don't believe I'm black, they don't believe I'm mixed race. And I had to stifle a laugh, because it's the first time I've ever come across anything like that. And I was like, what do you mean? They've seen you with me, they've seen your granddad. And she was like, I know, but they still don't believe me. They still don't believe that I have black in me. So she was quite defiant. So I think the next day she took I had this Jamaica jacket. So she went in the next day wearing her little Jamaica jacket, just to prove a point that she did have black in her. And then after sort of 10 years living in Merseyside, I was really close to my granddad, and I'd promised my granddad one day that if I ever had kids, that I'd take them back to Waterford, where I went as a kid, and I'd bring them up there. And didn't kind of get to Waterford. I ended up in the arse end of Donegal, in a place where I really did not want to be. And for just some mad reason, I was like, yeah, let's go and move to Ireland. So me and the kids packed up, sold the house, off we went. I moved to Ireland, spent 4 years of hell over there. If anyone's watched any of my previous videos about living with a psychopath, that's what happened over in Ireland. And until a family member found out what happened, and I moved back to London. And now I'm back. I don't plan on moving anywhere unless I retire somewhere abroad really nice. But no, I'm here to stay.